day and age to read any good news on the newspaper page. And love and tradition of the grand design, some people say it's even harder to find. Well, then there must be some magic clue inside these gentle walls, 'cause all I see is a tower of dreams, real love bursting out of every scene. As days go by, we're gonna fill our house with happiness. The moon may cry, but we'll smother the blues with tenderness. As days go by, there's room for you, room for me, for gentle hearts and opportunity. As days go by, it's the bigger love of the family.
Hey, familia Metiche! Welcome back! I'm Alondra. I'm Yamilet. I'm Elisa. And I'm Marianne. But before we get to any announcements, please stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Happy Thursday, Lobos! A stuffed cheeseburger or a turkey sub is today's lunch.
Safe to tell, line is always open. If you see something, say something for everyone's safety.
Help the DLC Everyday Fundraise until the end of the year at lunch. They have all sorts of good stuff to buy. The last Thursday Lobo store is... the last week to spend your Lobo tickets on.
Be safe this summer, Lobos, and wear your helmets.
Hi, so Miss Skirts told us how she wants to make this big empty courtyard more fun and more enjoyable for the kids. So we came up with the idea of container gardens where we get to have a little fun growing plants and learning how things grow. It works on a plant life cycle and how it starts as a seed. We picked several different things to plant. We have spinach, we have some catgrass, we have some squash, I think zucchini squash over in that garden. So we started talking about what plants we wanted. Mr. Angel came over spring break and hand built these planters, and he made a lot of accommodations for kids in the DLC classroom. They are at a good height for kids in wheelchairs to come, and so they can be engaged with the planter in the garden. He also put on these protective barriers so kids don't get splinters if they're working in the container garden. And he also provided the soil from a friend of his who grows herbs in a restaurant setting. So we planted the seeds, the kids come out, they water it every day, unless it rains, of course, then Mother Nature waters the garden. And so it's been fun, and it's been growing so much.
To tell us a little bit more about the garden, so when did you start building the garden?
This was one of the spring break projects that I took on for the school. Was building this garden and the one that's over there for our DLC students. This way they can come up to it with the wheelchairs and not get injured and put their hands in the soil and plant some beautiful stuff.
How long did it take you to?
This took about To build this completely was about 5 hours.
So you were here for 5 hours nonstop?
Yeah. 5 hours. Built the box, put the liner in it, put the soil in it, and then planted some seed. See, they even made themselves a little fairy garden.
Lobos, bring your baby picture to your third period teacher, please. This is your last chance, and your family will be very disappointed at the continuation. Continuation is on May 22nd at Central High School at 6 p.m. No balloons, business, casual, or better dress code, and please only 5 guests. Well, that's it for today, Lobos. Peace out!